You won't believe what T-Rex looks like now. Forget everything you thought you knew about the T-Rex because the image in your head might be totally wrong. You won't believe what scientists say this dinosaur actually looked like. For decades, movies and books have shown T-Rex as a giant, scaly, lizard-like monster with tiny arms and a terrifying roar. That's the classic Jurassic Park image we all grew up with, but recent research has revealed shocking updates. Some paleontologists believe T-Rex may have had lips covering its teeth, making it look less crocodile-like and more like a giant Komodo dragon. Even more surprising, there's growing evidence that T-Rex and many other dinosaurs were covered with feathers, so the mighty king of the dinosaurs may have looked more like a massive, terrifying bird. Now that's a scary thought. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Also, be sure to leave a like as it really helps us out. Now, let's get started. First, let's take a closer look at those tiny arms. Yeah, I know they look super cute and maybe even a little bit funny, but don't be fooled. The T-Rex was a true carnivore, and those arms were no joke. Okay, so first things first, those arms weren't actually that small. It's just that the rest of their body was so big that they seemed tiny in comparison. According to paleontologist Dr. Dave Hone from the Queen Mary, University of London, the T-Rex arms could reach lengths of 86 to 91 centimeters, which is not exactly small by any stretch of the imagination. Plus, don't forget about those massive jaws and rows upon rows of sharp teeth. They were definitely not small either. So while those arms may not have been as long as your legs, they were still pretty handy when it came to catching prey. Who needs tiny arms when you have powerful jaws, right? But wait, there's more. Turns out those arms were stronger than you think. According to a study published in the Journal of Nature, the T-Rex arms could lift over 240 kilograms, which is equivalent to lifting 2 grand pianos. Talk about some serious strength right there. And if you're still skeptical about those arms, just remember that the T-Rex wasn't some kind of mutant freak of nature. Those arms were pretty typical for theropods, a group of mostly meat-eating dinosaurs that lived during the late Triassic through the end of the Cretaceous periods. These guys were the OG multitaskers of the dino world. Just imagine trying to hunt down prey, strike fear into the hearts of your enemies, and balance on a tight rope all with the same set of tiny arms. I think those theropods were onto something. So next time you see those cute little arms, remember they were capable of some seriously impressive feats. Don't judge a dinosaur by its arms. But hold on a second because we're just getting started. Now, let's talk about the real jaw-dropper, the face of the T-Rex. Forget about the classic image of a T-Rex with a long snout, white teeth, and beady eyes. Turns out that iconic look may not be accurate. In fact, a study published in the journal Acta Paleontologica Polonica suggests that the T-Rex may have had lips. Yep, you heard that right. Lips. But why do they matter? Well, for starters, it means the T-Rex didn't look like a crocodile after all. Crocodiles have those long, pointy teeth on display all the time, but mammals use their lips to hide their pearly whites. So if the T-Rex had lips, they would have looked more like a Komodo dragon or an alligator. Not only that, but lips could also indicate that the T-Rex had a better sense of smell. After all, they'd need to stick their snouts out to catch prey. Having lips could have helped them seal in their scent so they wouldn't lose their sense of smell. And let's not forget about the added protection. Those lips could have acted as a shield against potential injuries while fighting other dinosaurs, or maybe even biting into hard objects. So not only does the idea of a T-Rex with lips make them look more like a modern creature, it also makes sense from a practical standpoint. Now you can picture the T-Rex stalking its prey with its dark, mysterious mouth hidden behind its upper teeth, ready to strike at any moment. Talk about giving the classic T-Rex image a whole new meaning. But the surprises don't stop there. We've got one more unexpected twist to reveal the feathers. That's right, dinosaurs, including the mighty T-Rex, may have been covered in feathers. You may be thinking this discovery turned dinosaurs into giant chickens, but it's not quite that simple. But before we continue, make sure to like the video. If you're enjoying it so far and don't want to miss any awesome videos, make sure to stay tuned. Now, back to the topic at hand. Feathers are usually associated with birds, but they're actually a modified form of scales. And guess what? Many dinosaurs, including the T-Rex, were closely related to birds. So it makes sense that they would have shared this characteristic. But wait, doesn't that mean the T-Rex was like a giant chicken? Well, not exactly. The T-Rex was a carnivore, and birds are typically herbivores. So there's a big difference there. Plus, feathers don't necessarily mean you're a bird. Many other animals like mammals and reptiles have feathers too. For example, the platypus, which is a mammal, has feathers on its back. It's believed that feathers first evolved in dinosaurs as a way to regulate body temperature, attract mates, and protect themselves from the sun. But as time went on, feathers took on different functions depending on the species. Some dinosaurs, like the velociraptor, had feathers that made them look like furry monsters. Meanwhile, others like the T-Rex may have had more subtle feather patterns. So while the T-Rex may not have been a giant chicken, it's possible that they had feathers. Think about it. The T-Rex was a giant carnivore with razor-sharp teeth and claws, but covered in a thick layer of feathers. That's a combo you don't want to mess with. Imagine the sight of a T-Rex roaring and stomping towards you with its feathery arms outstretched. Talk about a terrifying sight. And hey, it's not like feathers would have made the T-Rex any less strong or agile. In fact, feathers can actually improve a creature's mobility and make them more aerodynamic. So, who knows? Maybe the T-Rex would have been even more formidable with feathers. Now, you're probably wondering where we got all this new info. Well, it turns out that paleontologists have been uncovering some amazing secrets about dinosaurs lately. New discoveries suggest that the T-Rex and other dinosaurs may have had different looks and features than we originally thought. One reason for this is that fossils don't always preserve all the details of an animal's appearance. But luckily, scientists have some tricks up their sleeves. They use things like computer-generated models, comparisons with modern animals, and even artificial intelligence to fill in the gaps and reconstruct what dinosaurs may have looked like. With these tools, paleontologists are able to create realistic images of dinosaurs based on the latest evidence, giving us a glimpse into what these creatures may have really looked like. Who knows what other secrets paleontologists will uncover in the future? Maybe we'll find out that dinosaurs had even more surprising features than we ever imagined. So, what do you think? Does the idea of a feathered T-Rex with lips and small arms change your perception of this mighty dinosaur? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and share this video if you love dinosaurs and crazy science updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.